Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your old pal, Mr. Butter, coming back at you. And I got a big one to review today. The patent leather Jordan BREDs dropped this morning. And fortunately for me, I was able to get exclusive access on my local Finish Line. I guess JD Sports and Finish Line have switched it up, and now they're not doing any more online releases. They're pretty much doing everything through exclusive access. For me, I think that's okay because I live in West Virginia. There's not a whole lot of people here. So I think per capita, it kind of helps me be more able to secure a pair, if that makes sense. If you live in a more congested area, if you live in like a big city or something and you've got a whole lot of people going after the exact same pairs in a store, it might make it more difficult, but I think for me it kind of makes it a little bit easier. But let me know your thoughts on that, and if you think that's a good thing or a bad thing, or if you're indifferent, whatever. The name of the channel is Bread and Butter. Of course, BRED stands for black and red. That all comes from Jordan. I love the Yeezy Breads, that sort of thing, but when I think of a BRED shoe, my thought immediately goes to the Jordan 1. Patent leather isn't typically my thing, but these things came out incredible, and I can't wait to get a look at them. If you're into kicks and you feel like hanging out, then hit that subscribe button. Let's look at these patent leather Jordan 1 BREDs. And also, before I start, I need to say, Brad Hall, where are you? We miss you. Come on, you're the GOAT. Where you been? I hope at least in 2022, Brad Hall makes his triumphant return. Let me know if you miss Brad Hall as much as I do. At first glance, this looks like a standard Jordan 1 box, but it's actually really glossy and shiny. So I guess that just goes along with the theme of being the patent leather on the Jordan 1, but it's pretty cool. I like stuff that's unique and different, and I can definitely tell by looking at this box what pair of shoes is in there. The tag reads Air Jordan 1 Retro High OG. This is a size 10.5. The colors are labeled as black, varsity red, and white. That's what we love. The retail price on these was $170. I'm actually a little surprised that they didn't jack up the price on this the way that they do sometimes, but I'm not complaining. I'm just pumped that I got a pair for $170. And then without further delay, this is what we're here for. I actually have been doing a series of like top 5 lists, which includes, you know, my top 5 sleepers, top 5 beaters, that sort of thing for 2021. And I have held off doing my top 5 Jordans because I wanted to see these in hand before I made my final list. I didn't want to leave them off if they were deserving to be on there. I'm not going to spoil it and tell you whether or not they will be on there, but let me know if you think that this is a shoe worthy of being in the top 5 Jordan releases of this year. They're definitely a contender, I'll tell you that much. It's hard to go wrong with a BRED colorway on such an iconic, classic, timeless silhouette. When I think of a pair of Jordans, just immediately what comes to mind are Jordan 1s in the BRED colorway or Chicago colorway, Jordan 4s, or the Carmine 6s. That's just, I mean, if you want a shoe that represents Michael Jordan, I feel like this is the shoe. And although patent leather isn't typically my thing, it looks great. It looks really good. I mean, these things came out so well. And I know at my store, like whenever they got the cool grays, I think they got like 50 pairs or something of the cool gray 11s. Well, whenever they got these, the manager told me that they had 8 adult pairs of these at my Finish Line. So I don't know what the numbers are like, but I think these were a lot harder to cop than what the cool grays were. These came with flat black laces already in the shoe, but they did give us some flat red laces in that varsity red, and they also gave us this cool red metallic Jumpman. It's like a keychain or a hang tag or whatever, but I think that's a cool touch, as long as it doesn't scratch up my patent leather. I'll probably take it off of there whenever I put the shoes back in, just because I'm paranoid about scuffing them up. And then one other unique touch before I forget to mention it, I love that it says family there on the inside in the sock liner. I think that's really, really dope. But obviously, this being a Jordan 1, it's got a Jordan 1 tread pattern. It's what we always see on Jordan 1s. Pivot point under the front, Nike branding there in the midfoot, and it's just a nice classic look in that varsity red color. And that comes up to meet a bright white midsole, just like every pair of BREDs that you've seen, or BRED 1s I should say. And it's got bright white stitching on that midsole. Looks good. With the whole shoe looking so rich and everything, that bright white midsole just really pops off of there. But then coming up to the mud guard, you've got this black patent leather, and this entire upper is nothing but patent leather, and I just cannot say enough about how clean these things look. I mean, they came out perfectly in my opinion. I don't know if prices will stay as high as what they are. I know this is a shoe that I would probably consider paying resale for if I didn't hit on these for retail. I have never owned a BRED 1, so this is a really, really big grab for me. Now, I would probably prefer to have just the standard leather on a BRED 1, but I'm not going to complain about having this at all, you know? But then on the toe box, we've got more patent leather. It's that nice red color. And for the majority of the shoe, it's black patent leather, but we've got red back here on the heel, and then up towards the top, and also on the swoosh. And all the stitching matches whatever panel it's on. I think this Wings logo looks real nice and sharp. But there's really not much to go over because everybody has seen a Jordan 1 before, so it's nothing really out of the norm aside from the fact that it's in this patent leather. It's got a black nylon tongue, and it's got black piping and a black tag with Nike Air in red up there on the top. The sock liner's black, as well as the insole, which says Nike Air in red down on it. This is a pair that will definitely be staying in my personal collection for as long as possible.